So people tend to ask me from time to time, why do I never speak about UK politics? Why is it always US stuff? Why is most of your content US based? And I'll give you the simple and honest answer. When it comes to UK politics, not much really goes on, right? It kind of stays the same. The issues we're facing now are the same issues we were facing 5-6 years ago. They've just gotten worse. Nobody really cares. Nobody in the world really talks about UK politics unless somebody's being hired or somebody's being fired. It's like The Apprentice, right? We can all agree the only thing that's really changed in recent times is the person who stands outside of 10 Downing Street and tells the UK, don't worry, I'm here to save the day. So the lies and the false promises pretty much stay the same. Rishi Sunak's been in for how long? How many months? Where has he been? I've seen more of my dad than Rishi Sunak, if I'm honest, and I've not seen my dad in about 10 years. So that's a clear indication to anyone outside of the UK of how much actually gets done in this country when it comes to politics. And technically, Rishi Sunak's reign is supposed to be one of the most memorable times, right? He's the first non-white prime minister, which is a great thing. But unfortunately, that's all he's going to be remembered for, because as the months go by, it just spirals out of control and gets worse and worse and worse. I'll tell you now, any politician watching right now, just get me in. Get somebody in. Somebody like me. And we'll change it. We'll do something, right? But today is a very special day, ladies and gentlemen, as you can probably tell, because we don't normally talk about UK politics. Rishi Sunak has finally decided to do something noteworthy. He has released his first party political broadcast. I'm just glad he remembers he's got a job to do, right? But you, if you were Prime Minister, you would use this chance to galvanise the country, right? Bring everybody together. Make people less worried. Make people a little bit more patriotic. Stop people from dreaming about moving to other countries because things are so bad in the UK. And I don't really know how to explain this, right? But this guy has less charisma than Anne Widdecombe did on Countdown. I don't really know why, and I still don't know why at 25 years old, why these politicians have to read off a teleprompter or have somebody write a script for them and they look down at, yeah. Why not just speak from the heart? Is it because they don't really care about what they're talking about? They don't really care about the issues going on? Who knows? But for anybody that hasn't seen it, here's the first part we're going to be talking about of Rishi Sunak's engaging, captivating broadcast. Don't fall asleep. I need to see you afterwards. Take a listen.
I know this has been a tough winter. Our country faces some of the biggest challenges any of us will have seen in our lifetimes, with our economy, in our NHS, on our borders. 3 months ago, I was brought in to fix those challenges. Now, I want to give you a full update on our progress.
So, you see what I mean about charisma, right? I applaud you if you're still awake. But this man nonetheless says that he has to fix a lot of issues, right? A lot of issues that previous candidates left for him. It's been 3 months, my friend, and things have got a little bit worse. Right? You know, the funny thing is, I see people on social media who give better solutions than these politicians, right? Solutions that would actually work. But you guys take 3 years to fix one issue and then break 5 other things in the process. So you could sit there and say, well, why don't those people go into politics? Why don't you go into politics, Josh? Hey, we're just getting started, but I just ask you this. Do they really want people in politics that can actually fix stuff? Do they really want those people? Because if you put people in those positions who could actually fix things, then the need for politicians to be in our lives at the extent that they are would be made redundant because there would be no issues to fix. So I ask you the question as well, who really causes all the issues? Something to think about, right? But let's just listen to Rishi Sunak talking about how he has made the UK better.
Like many countries, the UK faces profound economic challenges. Putin's illegal invasion of Ukraine saw all our energy prices rocket. That's why, when I first entered office, we took difficult but fair decisions to get our borrowing and debt under control. That will help us to reduce inflation and ease the pressures you're facing with the cost of living, and get you the support you need with your energy bills. Those difficult decisions also allowed us to give the NHS record resources. More funding, more doctors, more nurses. Every family worries about getting the NHS care they need for themselves, their parents, grandparents, or children. But COVID has done huge harm to the NHS. It's created massive backlogs, which we're working through. It's simply not right that people come here illegally. It's unfair on those who follow the rules, on those who really deserve our help. And above all, it's unfair on British taxpayers. It must stop. Under my government, it will stop. We're taking decisive action already, deploying hundreds of new agents to tackle immigration criminals, putting an end to the appalling situation where taxpayers are paying to keep illegal migrants in hotels.
Yeah, sorry, there's only so much I can take before I have to stop it and say, quit lying to everybody. The more I play that, the more it insults your intelligence, because in every point he made, and you may not agree with me, right? But in every point he made, for me personally, there was a big lie. Everybody knows why the cost of living is rising. But if you were to believe everything that's being said about that, why are the energy companies billions in the profits, right? Billions. So take that fact and ask yourself, why is there a need for families across the UK to struggle paying their bills when you, your friends, and everybody else you know in Houses of Parliament get them on the free? If these companies were struggling so much, why are they getting so much money? And they're laughing, but nobody else is. He talks about the NHS and the extremely good resources we now have. We put so much funding in the NHS, and that may be true. But why is it if I went to my local A&E, I'd have to wait 5 hours to be seen? If it was just a cut on the foot, I'd be sat there for 5 hours. He talks about the backlog, and I'm going to solve that one. The backlog that realistically, if we think about it, shouldn't be there in the first place. The economy has crashed because of actions you and other politicians have taken. Nobody else is to blame. You can't keep blaming everybody else when, if you look at the actions you're taking, maybe there is some correlation there, right? Talks about immigration. If immigration is so bad, my friend, then why do we see people actively encouraging it? It's so bad for the British citizen, the British taxpayer. So why do you insist on letting them in and then putting them in hotels and then in the future giving them better living standards than, say, an army veteran who's homeless on the street and can't afford to pay anything because you've used them for that resource to sacrifice themselves, but now you're done with them. You can struggle on the street, mate. To me, a lot of things don't make a lot of sense in what you're saying. Why can't these people just tell the truth? Why is it so hard for them just to sit there and say, yeah, you know what, we messed up, but we're going to try and fix it? But they are just so hell-bent on blaming everybody else apart from themselves. We really need somebody like Ron DeSantis, right? For anybody that's not interested in US politics, just search up some Ron DeSantis' speeches, right? And I think you'll realize what I'm saying. He knows what his citizens want. He knows what people truly are feeling. He wants to get rid of certain things that are affecting the average person. People like to feel patriotic again. We don't have any of that in this country. These people are just soulless, right? As I said, I didn't even know he was doing anything up until this broadcast. I hadn't heard of him for months. There's 2 years left. 2 years left before everybody goes out and votes, right? For whatever political party they feel an affinity to. But it really does concern me what state we may be in at the end of those 2 years. And oh, by the way, if you think when Labour gets in, it's going to be any better, I want the UK to be the global superpower it once was. I want them to be on the world stage and commanding, enforcing themselves, not be the global laughingstock. Nobody takes us seriously anymore. People hear about the UK and they just brush them to the side. That's the state we're in. But what is your opinion, ladies and gentlemen, on the current state of UK politics? Do you see it getting any better? Do you believe in Rishi Sunak? I'd like to know. If you have enjoyed today's video, then please, for me, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that big red subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video. But until next time, it has been your boy JD. Please, for me, make sure to always have a great day and stay safe. I'm out. Peace. See you next time.